Hey everyone, welcome to Shearants, where horror is supreme once again. Welcome. Yeah, I've taken a short break from streaming because last week's one was a disaster. So if anyone was there, I do apologize. My sister came into my room and was acting like an idiot, so we just had to end it. So I do apologize for that. Hey Megan, Mithregan, however you want to say it. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, we have a little bit of horror news to discuss this week. But just for a little note before I properly get into it. We are gonna be I'm gonna be doing the streams later than usual on the channel every Friday now. It's gonna be at 10 p.m. UK time, I believe 4 p.m. PST US time, something like that. So yeah. Ooh, the last few weeks. It's been a very weird time for me. So I got sick, and then I was doing a live stream last week. My sister came into the room and started acting like an idiot. So I just sort of that's the best way to explain it. I had to delete that and just I couldn't continue that stream. I just had to finish it. So yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be back streaming every Friday now. And videos are back coming out again, So yeah, as I was saying, we are going to be doing streams later than usual now, just so that we can have more people coming into the streams and actually talking some horror with them. But I did actually want to discuss some Terrifier 3 news because there was something regarding Chris Jericho, which seems pretty interesting. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Yeah, he just seems like he's gonna either play a really big role or he's just gonna die immediately. I did also put out a video talking about the Black Phone 2, so if you haven't seen that, I'll just basically cover it before I get into Terrifier 3 stuff. So, the Black Phone 2 is actually gonna be filming, I believe, in June 2nd. It's going to be filming, which is quite weird considering how the first one kind of ends. Spoilers for the Black Phone, but the Black Phone kind of ends with the grabber being beaten to death with a phone. So I don't know where they're going with the sequel. Hey Takmak, welcome to the stream. Yeah, horror has definitely been a little dry recently. I'm hoping for some new stuff, but yeah, there hasn't really been much to talk about, so I'm pumping out the reviews again. But no, we did actually get the first trailer for the new Nicolas Cage movie with the Neon Company called Long Legs, and that looks awesome. Like Nicolas Cage as a serial killer being hunted down by the FBI. It's like Silence of the Lambs, but with Nicolas Cage. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited for that. But yeah, we also got a poster for Beetlejuice 2. It's called Beetlejuice 2. Repeating it. Very original there. I feel like I've heard that before, but I can't remember. But yeah, we do also have a little update regarding 28 Years Later, which is going to be the third 28 Days Later movie. So Sony are making the movie, and Cillian Murphy is producing the movie. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be in the movie himself. He wasn't the last two. I'm not sure if he's going to be in this one, but I'm hoping, going from an Oscar-nominated role of Oppenheimer to a zombie movie is why I love Cillian Murphy. He will play anything and he will give it his all. Once again, just saying, much like Nicolas Cage, I have to prove how much of a Nicolas Cage fan I am. I apologize, everyone. But yeah, I'm very excited for 28 Years Later. But they did announce that they're making like 3 more movies, and I'm hoping for a new trilogy. So, what's the third one gonna be? Because the next one will be 28 decades later. So, is the third one gonna be 28 centuries later? Because is it gonna be in space? Is my question. Are we gonna have like mortal engines of 28 days later? That wouldn't surprise me, and honestly, that would be pretty cool in my opinion. But we do actually have an update regarding Thanksgiving 2. And you know, Rick Hoffman is probably coming back for this movie, which is good. You know, he's a cool guy. I can't remember what film oh god, what horror film has the other Eli Roth movie that has been Hostel? Yeah, he was very funny as like a little pop up in that movie. That was actually one of my first horror movies. I'm forever scarred from watching that. But no, yeah, I've heard a lot about this, but I haven't really looked into it recently because I've been busy dying in bed. But yeah, I hope that she comes back because it was said like quite a while ago now that Scream 7 was gonna be like an in-between kind of movie. It was gonna be Blackbird, it was gonna have Nev Campbell, Sydney back again as a lead, and Mark Kincaid. I was hoping for kind of like a thriller, like home invasion kind of Scream movie, more than like I don't know, more than like your typical Scream movie. I was hoping for something different. But it seems like they're just gonna do Scream 7 without the Carpenter sisters, which, you know, as someone who personally never liked them, is okay with me, but I know there are a lot of fans out there of the two. More specifically of Jenna Ortega, who would just go crazy if they ever hear anyone say anything bad about her. So yeah, 100% love both of them. But yeah, I very much think that if Nev Campbell comes back, it would be good because you know she was very much missed in the last movie. I'm just gonna say, like, I love Gail. She's a great character, but she is not Sydney. Like, you kill Dewey, then you don't bring Sydney back for the next movie, and you bring in Kirby and Gail instead. Like, Kirby's cool, but like, she's just sort of like Stu, but you know, not a murderer. Technically, because you know she has helped kill people, but they were bad guys, so it doesn't matter. Self-defense, everyone. 45 regarding Street 7. Yeah, they have said that it's gonna begin filming next month. But like there's so much things that are going around on the internet where like you never know if it's true or not. I really hope that it's true because I need my yearly Scream movies. Like it's like Saw. I need movies every year to stay sane, which is why I'm already going insane this year because I haven't had a Saw or a Scream movie yet. I have had Destroy All Neighbors, which was absolutely awesome. I do highly recommend that movie. I interviewed the writer of it the other day. He's such a great guy. I highly recommend watching that video to get a bit of background information on the movie after you've watched it. But yeah, like that's been one of the movies keeping me sane this year. Just a horror comedy, very surprising in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, we've barely got much horror news this month. What we've gotten this month are trailers for cheap animated sequels. Like I made a post earlier. Like I watched the trailer for Megamind 2. It looks, if you know what I mean, like it looks like a cheap VHS sequel. You know what I mean, right? You go, not that I've like personally experienced this, but from being told like, this is exactly what I imagine it like. You go into like Blockbuster and you just see like 7 billion Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies that you didn't know existed. That's what's gonna happen with Mega Man now. Yeah, the movie is really in pieces. They don't have a director. They've had just going onto Twitter, which I barely do besides just like saying, "Hey, I'm streaming now," which like that's most I do on Twitter. Like, I don't think that any of these people are really gonna, you know, direct Scream 7. Like, one of the person that's been rumored to direct Scream 7 directed Thick. And he is a personal friend of Kevin Williamson, who is involved in the project, so, you know, that could happen. But the other people who are rumored to direct it, I'm not too sure about. Don't get me started on Gru and his Coco Melon looking baby, okay? Don't get me started on it. The only good animated sequel that's coming out this year is Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm calling it right now. That movie's gonna be the Oppenheimer of 2024. Yeah, this movie really is just the year of cheap animated sequels. Except Kung Fu Panda 4. But yeah, I'm hoping that something good happens regarding Scream 7. I'm always holding out hope for that movie, but at the moment, I'm not too sure because it's just, I don't know. It's there's a word which I'd like to use for this. It's all gone downhill, is what I'm gonna say. Just to keep it PG family friendly, as we like to do on the channel here. But yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with Scream 7. It is a dumpster fire to say the least. This is something which I actually did want to make a video on the channel about, but I didn't really get time. I've heard a lot of things about this movie from a lot of people. I've heard some like background stuff. Also, have followed all of Critical Overlord's things about the movie. From what I've heard, well, first I'll just say my opinion about it. It looks very fun. It looks like your typical like fun movie where there's just, I don't know, some monster and people are trapped in a house. You know, it kind of reminds me of Saw 2, if you know what I mean. Like, they're trapped in there, they can't get out, there's something in there that's going to kill them. But I've heard that the third act is very poor. I've heard the first two acts are amazing, but up until the end, it just really goes downhill near the end of the movie, apparently. I have heard that Melissa Barrera's performance in it is really good. But yeah, I also do think that it looks quite fun. So yeah, I am very excited for that movie, but I always hold out hope when it comes to movies because they can either be really bad or they can be really good. And when it comes to the people who made the last two Scream movies, well, that's exactly what I just said. They can either be really good or they can be really bad, aka the ending in Scream 6. Because it's just a rip-off of Scream 2, and aka just a homage. I rant about this all the time, I apologize. Let me find the article about Chris Jericho in Terrifier 3, though. Because it seems like he's going to have some kind of role. Oh, while trying to find the article, just on Google, Terrifier 3 is said to be a horror/crime movie. Are we going to have the police hunting Art the Clown? Like, come on. Yep. That's... If I ever find someone to go out with on Valentine's Day, I know where I'm taking them. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. The most romantic movie of the year. You know, it's got love, it's got action, it's got gore, which is what everyone loves, you know. Who isn't in love if they don't see people's intestines being ripped out of people's bodies together, you know? But yeah, I've heard that the trailer comes out in like 3 days from now. So, I don't know. I mean, this first movie, which I have literally just... I'm on... Oh, wait, no, I'm on the right side. I have it just here, and I've always had mixed feelings about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because it's just a movie where you have characters from your childhood. Not that I was a fan of Winnie the Pooh. I'm more of an Eeyore guy, you know, he just resonated with me. He was always depressed. I can relate. But, you know, I enjoyed it for what it was, and that was just a horror reimagining of Winnie the Pooh. The animation in it is stellar, but everything else is just, like, really, really subpar. Like, it reminds me I don't know why. It reminds me a lot of the Rage Carry 2, which I watched the other day for a review, which is going to be coming out in a few days. And I just don't get movies like that. Like, you have such a good thing the first time, and then you ruin it. That's what I think about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. The first time I watched it, though. The other times, I was having a great time with my friends. Yeah, the sequel does have quite the larger budget, and I'm glad that they actually have prosthetics and they don't just have like crappy masks that they've just bought online. The mask in the first movie always makes me laugh because he has no expressions because it's just a mask. There's no prosthetics, but he's just there the whole time just with a smile on his face. Like, how are you happy while you're whipping your old friend? Like, unless he's into that, which could be the truth, but like, I don't know if Winnie the Pooh was just whipping his old best friend, I don't think he'd really be the happiest. Sure, he accidentally starved them all to almost definitely had to eat their friend, but still. Yes, I agree with you. It does have real potential, that sequel. I mean, once again, I'm gonna buy it anyway. It's gonna go on the that's not a shelf, is it? It's the ledge. It's gonna go on the ledge. Or it's gonna go in the collection which I have in a box on the floor here because I'm figuring out what to do with it. I'm probably gonna put a shelf back here at some point. But yeah, I mean, I just think Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 is going to be okay. Like, it has more characters, and they've already announced that a third movie's happening where they're going to have the kangaroo and the rabbit. So, but that's fun. But the one downside to this movie is that it was apparently filmed in like 14 days. I mean, that's the same to like, Bambi the Reckoning was apparently filmed in like 14 days as well. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and we're still praying that it's going to be good. Those guys definitely embezzled that money. I'm just saying. Don't sue me. I theorize things, okay? They embezzled the money. I got somewhere. I mean, when they were filming the original Halloween in '78, they just walked down to the local Halloween store, bought the Captain Kirk mask, and said, "That'll do." Yes, but you see, with that, they at least changed it a bit. They didn't just go, "Oh, that shoved some honey on it." At least they painted it black, dyed the hair, slicked it back. I'm not doing that because I have a terrible hairline, but yeah, I mean, at least they changed it up a bit, With the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey mask, it's just bad. Like, they couldn't have come up with something original, slightly. I don't know, it's Winnie the Pooh, but still, they could have tried. Just saying, they could have tried. Yeah, I love the original Halloween mask though. It's just so simple yet so creepy because you never see his eyes, and that's what I love about Halloween. Except, I believe it's Halloween 5. I believe when him and Jamie are crying in the attic for some reason. I don't know, maybe Michael subbed his toe, but they were crying. Yeah, by the way, just going back to what I was saying earlier, speaking of the Rage Carriers, when that review comes out, ignore the fact that I go on a rant about bagels for a whole minute. I was making fun of a person's name. I went on a rant about bagels, and yeah, just ignore that, okay? Could be worse. Just take a look at the Mickey Mouse mask. Don't get me started. Let's pull it out, shall we? Let's get the mask up. It just it pains me. The mask really just makes me depressed. Like, it's not even Mickey Mouse though. It's just a dude. Like, I was hoping that there was actually going to be Mickey Mouse, but no. It's just a dude with a Mickey Mouse mask. Like, at least the other one's doing something. Like, the other one, I think, don't remember what it's called, but it's another Steamboat Willie horror movie. And it was like, you know, it was little Mickey and he's killing people on the actual steamboat. At least they're not just in an abandoned mall. Why is he in a mall? Are they going to say that Walt Disney made him in a random strip mall in America? I don't think that's what happened. I've done research on this. I did a project on Walt Disney in like second grade. Not that I remember much about that, but still, I know more about Winnie the Pooh than these people probably. Well, Mickey Mouse and confusing things again. Mickey Mouse horror movie. Isn't it called like Mickey's? Oh yeah, Mickey's Mousetrap. I thought I was about to. I honestly was about to say Mickey's Clubhouse there for a second. Oh my god, it gets worse every time I see it. I can't throw my phone. I usually throw things that I don't like. Is the Mickey horror movie set in the same universe as Blood and Honey, Bambi, Neverland Nightmare? People know. No, it is not. It is made by a different company. But you know, that same company that made Blood and Honey, Bambi, Reckoning, Neverland Nightmare did make Freddy's Friday. Okay, they did make a FNAF ripoff movie, which I have seen and could not for the life of me be bothered to make a review on because it was horrendous. Like, you know, Willy's Wonderland, they're very obviously people in suits, but they at least tried. Like in the what's it called? Freddy's Friday one, it's just so obviously people in like suits. But no, they are not set in the same universe, and I'm glad about that. Imagine Mickey Mouse like coming out of the mall and just see like Winnie the Pooh riding Bambi with like little Peter Pan just stood in the shoulder. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Tinkerbell with Peter Pan like just sat on the back of Bambi as well. And then they're like, Bambi, come with us. We must kill our owners. Wait, no. We must kill our creator. We're going after Walt Disney. Imagine. Okay, just listen to me now. Big theory here. Theory time. I'm making an intro for that. It's just gonna shouting the word theory time. But I think that all of those movies are gonna connect in the same way, and then they're gonna have a big Avengers team up movie where they battle a villain called Walt Disney. Think about it. Come on, that would be awesome. That would be so cool. Just have Walt Disney as the villain, as the villain for like as the villain for the Mickey Mouse and Bambi and Blood and Honey horror movies. Unpopular opinion, but I wasn't 100% happy with the FNAF movie. To me, it just felt like it was trying to be both a kids movie and a horror movie at the same time. I don't like that. Where to start? So, the FNAF movie was actually the reason that I literally started streaming on this channel because I was so irritated by it. I went to the cinema with my friend who had too much sugar and was acting as if they were high. So that was bad in itself. But then I actually watched the movie and it was even worse. Like, you have children which were murdered by a serial killer and shoved into animatronic suits which rip their guts around inside of them, and like, you should be showing this on screen, like, even if it's like 18 or something like that. Like, I'd still find a way to watch it. Like, we all know how we watch things, right, here on the channel. We go to Amazon and we buy it. That's what we do. You thought I'd say go to random streaming websites? No, buy movies from regular retailers. I do actually endorse regular movie retailers. Do not pirate a movie. But yeah, I do agree with you. I didn't enjoy FNAF as much as all the FNAF fans on Twitter did. Like, you open Twitter, YouTube, or anywhere where FNAF fans can get their greedy little mitts on, and they're going wild. They're like, this is the greatest movie ever made. Oh my god, it's William Afton. Oh my god, Josh Hutcherson. Whistles. Oh my god, that edit. That edit of Josh Hutcherson is amazing. But I've been sent that like 7 times from people who like FNAF. Stop sending me the Josh Hutcherson FNAF whistle edit, please. I beg of you. but, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else did. It was quite a weird movie. And personally, I didn't like the ending scene either. Like, you're supposed to see intestines and guts like flying around and being like mutilated and turned into chili inside of his body, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But no, he grunts. He's just like, he's more like, what's the word that I can use it? He's more like, no, I've forgotten the word that I want to use. Not coughing, not sneezing. He's more burping than anything. He's actually burping while he's like being murdered by his own suit. That film makes me sad every time I watch it. It just gets worse and worse. I've watched it about 5 times because, it's necessary. One of those times was actually in school as well. I was literally in woodshop on the computers, and the person next to me just is watching the FNAF movie in woodshop. By the way, quick tip: be careful in woodshop. I chiseled my finger in. I was gonna post a community post about it, but apparently, I thought that it would be too bloody for YouTube because I had blood all over my hand. I heard that the big bad that all those childhood horror movie characters are going to team up again is going to be Maleficent, which for some reason gets me hyped. Ooh. I still like my accent. Not to be mean or anything, but if they fight Walt Disney, that would be so cool. Like, Maleficent should be another villain that like they team up with. But no, like, how's that gonna work though? Like, Winnie the Pooh doesn't talk. Peter Pan, what's he gonna be like? What's Bambi gonna do? Sit there and cry while Maleficent makes fun of his dead mother? I need to stop doing this. I'll just get really mean when I run. But yeah, I can see that happening for some reason, considering how abysmal. Is Snow White even in the public domain? I swear Snow White isn't even in the public domain. How long are they gonna wait for this? Because if they can keep going with these for 10 years, they can use Batman and Superman as the villains for these movies. Wait 10 years, use Batman and Superman for the villains of the like Disney public domain horror universe cinematic thing. That's what I'm calling it now. But no, by the way, everyone, remember to set your calendars for Valentine's Day because it's Winnie the Pooh, Madam Bloody Web. They come out on the same day. Madam Web and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 come out on the same day. I want to do a Barbenheimer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 and Madam Web. I just think it'd be funny. That would be so much fun. I'm not even joking at this point. That would be so much fun. If like the horror community we were gonna get our own Barbenheimer last year, then stupid James Blum moves the stupid Jason Blum moved the release date of The Exorcist. We could have had The Exorcist Swift. I need to stop ranting about this stuff. But yeah, I mean, have we all sort of like forgotten about the mean one? Where's this gonna fall into the public domain stuff? Is the Grinch gonna show up? Oh yeah. Pinocchio is also gonna be in this universe. But no, we have to find out if Snow White is in the public domain. Let's see. It's now under public domain. Yes, it is. Okay, so they can use Maleficent, sadly. Use Superman. But yeah, I'm sure that if they just are gonna have Pinocchio in this, add Shrek. Have Lord Farquaad be the villain of the cinematic universe. Anyone? No? Oh my god. I need to stop being like just such an idiot. Being an idiot is fun though. It's a good time. I recommend it. But yeah, no, I have to figure out what was going on with Chris Jericho and Terrifier 3 now. I've been trying to do it for a while. But yeah, I mean, that public domain universe is all over the place. It's just wild. I don't know what their like entire plan is. Like, it's not like the MCU. It's not like they've announced a slate of these movies. They just like said, okay, so what's in the public domain? Oh, yes. Peter Pan, you say? Snow White, you say? Pinocchio as well. Make him into horror movies and give me a cinematic universe. I had to do that, okay? It was necessary. I have that just sat on the side there. So I needed to do that. So I mean, I wouldn't say Maleficent is the main antagonist of Disney. Like, I think the main antagonist of Disney is Bob Iger, but not Bob Iger. Wrong Bob, okay? Who was the one before Bob Iger? Who came before Bob Iger? Bob Chapek, yeah, that dude. I think he's the real villain of Disney, in my opinion. You know, it's like the real villain of Warner Brothers is Zaslav. He's an imbecile. Yeah, you know, like no, I don't think Maleficent is the real villain. If anything, who was the villain of Wreck-It Ralph 2? Oh God, who was the? Did they even have a villain in that? Wasn't it just Ralph himself? The villain of the PDCMU. The PDCMU is going to be Wreck-It Ralph. Yes, I had to figure that out using my fingers. I'm dumb, okay? So yeah, I'm hoping that Terrifier 3 is gonna have either a really gruesome death for Chris Jericho, or they're gonna have him like more in the movie. Because you know, he's a cool guy. He's strong as well. I think he could beat up. Just like, imagine like Chris Jericho just going like ham on like on the clown, just beating the crap out of him. Yeah, I agree. What if like it's not Simba? What if it's Scar? Scar from the is the Lion? I don't know. I have to keep going on Google for this, but is the Lion King in public domain? We must know this. If it is like is Lion King public domain? Ooh, they are. Oh my god. The Lion King is public domain. Why have we not got a Lion King horror movie yet? Where's my Simba kills Scar movie? Where's my like Simba beats crap out of Scar and like tears his eyeball out the movie? What about a Hercules horror movie? That would actually be really cool. You know, just have like just have Hercules like killing the gods, like do what they should have done with Thor: Love and Thunder, but have Hercules murdering all of the gods. That would be cool. They're just like he's angry. He was kicked out of Olympus. He wants revenge. See the new movie in theaters this summer. Hercules murders his father and his family. Rated PG-13. Yeah, I'm not too sure about Maleficent being the big bad. Like, she's cool. I enjoyed the first Maleficent movie. Not so much the second one. I barely had any idea what was going on with that. I'm pretty sure it was called Mistress of Evil or something like that. But, like, I don't know. It was. I think they had like 1 billion fairies in that movie, and that just made me not really care because I was like 10 years old and could care less about fairies at that point. I was like, nah, I'm a guy, you know. Fairies are dumb. Which, you know, I still do think fairies are quite boring, but like, not as much as 10-year-old Shay. 10-year-old Shay was a douchebag. That's not even a joke. So yeah, let's keep having a look. Wait, what if I just look up Disney characters in public domain? I'm sure this has a list. In public domain? List. Oh! Aladdin is in public domain. Little Mermaid, John Carter, Cinderella, Hercules, Rapunzel, Sherlock Holmes. Boys and girls, we are going to have like 1 billion of these public domain movies. Aladdin is in the public domain. The Little Mermaid is in the public domain. Cinderella is in the public domain. A Christmas... Oh my god, not A Christmas... A Christmas Carol is a horror movie. Rapunzel, I could actually see her, like, strangling people with her hair. That would be kind of cool. We did kind of see that with Cobweb last year, so, like... Yeah. I just can't see it. I could just see him becoming wrangling innocent people with his amount of purple singing Hakuna Matata. Oh my god. I have that in my head now. That would be very cool. I must say, but like, you know, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. That would be fun though. I have to agree. That would be absolutely awesome. Yeah, so there's a lot of Disney characters in the public domain. So what's gonna be next? I'm guessing Rapunzel because they can strangle people with her hair or something. But if not, oh well. Either way, it'll be cool. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, as Tax said earlier in the stream, horror news is quite dry at the moment. So I apologize if there's not really much going on. I am gonna try and find something for you guys. I'm praying. I need something for us to talk about other than like Winnie the Pooh. Let's have a look. See here. I'm having a very hard time right now trying to find anything to talk about. This is so painful. There's no horror news. Okay. I mean, there is some, but you know, it's not the usual horror news that I talk about. But all right, just asking a random question. I don't make merch. Apologies. I'm guessing. I don't know if you see if you've seen it in my short, you saw the shirt that I was wearing. That was just a gift from a family member. But yeah, I don't make merch. Probably will in the future, but not at the moment. No. I just yeah. If it would be something which people would actually like be interested in, then I probably would. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping that something good happens in the horror space this week because you know a lot of good stuff happened while I was sick. I know I wasn't able to talk about much, but you know. But I have just found something which is quite good. So, The Last of Us 3 is happening, which means we're getting a third season of The Last of Us and also a third Last of Us game, which I need. What they did in that second game annoyed me so badly. I felt so annoyed after finishing The Last of Us Part 2. If The Last of Us Part 3 is good, then well, I'm just praying. I'm praying at this point. Please say The Last of Us Part 3 is good. Yeah, I'm really hoping for that. I did actually see, just going back to the talk of Melissa Barrera and that. I did actually see a really good fan cast for her for a DC movie with someone saying that she should play Wonder Woman. I actually think she could do a really good job with that character. Like, imagine Melissa Barrera as Wonder Woman in James Gunn's DCU. That would be awesome. But yeah, I just think that would be cool. I don't know about anyone else, but Thanks for coming on the stream, Zach. Yeah, just wherever you want to have me on, please just message me. I am always online because I don't have a life. So yeah, thank you for coming on the stream. I do really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm hoping that there's something good coming out soon in the horror space because I did see the trailer for Long Legs earlier, which I did say, and that does look really, really cool. Nicolas Cage as a serial killer. I just think of that. He is so cool as Renfield, as just a creepy vampire. Imagine him as a Hannibal Lecter style serial killer who's living in the woods. That would be cool. Well, they have finished filming it, so I'm assuming that they are continuing to edit it, add some VFX in there, do your average post production stuff. But from what I've heard, it's gonna be coming out end of the year, October, November, September time. I know that I got those months the wrong way around, but it's gonna be coming around usual time that the seasons do come out. Though they could get it out maybe May time, which I am hopeful for because having to wait a year in between two parts of a season, that is just quite a lot. But yeah, so continuing on with the horror news, has anyone seen the first look at the Squid Game season 2? I'm so glad that they took the pink dye out of that guy's hair. He looked abysmal with that pink hair dye. He looked odd. I'm not even gonna lie. He really did. He really did just look odd. I have heard a few things saying that Chucky season 3 part 2 will be the ending chapter, but I'm once again not too sure about that because he always comes back, and Don Mancini has expressed a little bit of interest in making a movie again, which everyone would like. But with Chucky, they always do continue to just keep pushing it out with consistent quality, which is always good with Chucky, and I hope they continue to do. But I am hoping that we will get him on the big screen again. But I don't know. Would anyone really want to watch a Chucky movie if they haven't watched all of the TV show? When you have Jake, Lexi, I can't remember the other dude's name. It's been so long since I watched Chucky. But yeah, Dylan. No, not Dylan. It's irritating me now. can look this up now. I apologize, everyone. I've forgotten who the dude plays. He's like one of the main three characters of Chucky now. I've forgotten his name. Devon. All right. Don't look at Devon. Yeah, like I can't really see many people just going into a new Chucky movie and being like, "Oh yeah, it's my favorite characters: Devon, Lexi, and Jake." Where the hell is Andy? What happened to the kid? You know what happened to the girl who was in the last two movies? You know. I'm kind of getting bored of OG Chucky only because it's kind of going back to see the Chucky style, which I don't like at all. I do agree with that. However, not really with the most recent season. I guess with the bits where, they had like Kenan Thompson in there and a few SNL people, but with Chucky season 2, I definitely agree with that. With Chucky season 3, they've kind of gone back to like Cult of Chucky, where it was funny, it was also serious at the same time, and that is what I enjoy. Like, I've seen a lot of things for Chucky season 3 part 2 more specifically, which seem to be quite serious. For example, they have actually filmed an entire episode in the prison once again. More specifically, they filmed it in a room where they perform lethal injections. So I believe that they are going to be executing Tiffany, which now a lot of people will not want. A lot of people love Tiffany, but I think it's time they end the whole Jennifer Hilly thing. I think it's time Tiffany was a doll again. I mean, we've all just sort of forgotten that Tiffany was a doll for like a while, but then she wasn't. So yeah, I'm hoping that they sort everything out perfectly at the end of the season, though. Because, Chucky is dying at the moment. He's growing old. He needs to get out of his doll body. I think that they explained it, that basically because the seance was performed on him in Chucky season 2, that Dembala has now basically abandoned him, and he can no longer use the voodoo power to, like, transfer bodies and stay young. So he now needs to get out of that doll body as fast as possible. He's actually going to die. Totally agree. I kind of want Robot Chucky versus Megan movie. I would honestly like that because that would be very cool, but I don't think that would happen because Robot Chucky is owned by, or Buddy more, I think his name is Buddy, but he's owned by MGM, and Megan and Prime Chucky, as we like calling him, is owned by Universal, so I don't think that could happen. I'd say regular Chucky could possibly cross over, but Megan 2.0, we've had a bit of news for that, and they're bringing a second doll for that movie. And it's going to be basically Megan is going to be like Terminator 2. It's going to be protecting the kid and the aunt instead of trying to kill them. It's going to be protecting them from the second doll, which is, in the first Megan movie, that guy stole all the code from the company, and he's probably going to sell it to another company who's going to make a cheap knockoff. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, everyone wants a Megan vs. Chucky movie. I can definitely see why, but I'm kind of hoping for Chucky to end. Like, there's 3 things which I think need to happen for Chucky to properly end. 1, they need to have Andy properly reunite with his mum on screen. 2, they need to properly end off Jake, Devon, and Lexi's storyline where it ends perfectly and they are all okay. And 3, we need to get justice for Nika. She has been abused these last few seasons. Like, they cut off her limbs. They accidentally killed one of the twins. Like, Nika's been like having a rough time on the Chucky show recently. I say this every time that we get something Chucky related now. I always end up putting #justice for Nika in the comments. So anytime something Chucky related. This is what I need everyone to do. I need us all to like rally together and put hashtag justice for Nika everywhere. It needs to happen. It's so sad what they've done to her. It seems like she is actually going to get some form of revenge, but you know, the most that she's gonna get is like Tiffany being executed, quote unquote, then coming back again. But, like maybe they actually properly get rid of Tiffany this season, then they end it off all properly in the fourth season. Everyone can live happily ever after. Because they killed Miss Fairchild. Like the kids have no one now. She have just no one. Like I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Any news on Friday the 13th recently? It's been pretty quiet for some time now. Yeah, I mean, like we were all discussing not that long ago the sheriff character who was going to be on the show and how he could possibly be like Jason's dad, but I'm not too sure about what is going on with Crystal Lake. It's been like dead silent. Shout out Dead Silent movie. It's been dead silent for a very long time now with that movie. We haven't heard anything about it. There's been like zero updates. That not movie, TV show. There's been zero updates. So I'm going to try and find something now, just so that we can at least see if there's anything. But I haven't seen much. But yeah. No, it doesn't seem like anything is out. They haven't released any Crystal Lake information. I'm not falling for it again, okay? You got me all excited the first time. You got me all excited literally the first time. And the excitement on my face when that happened, I was like, oh my god, really? And then I was tricked. That was so mean to be yeah. I'm not falling for the they just released the trailer last week. But no, I haven't seen really anything regarding Crystal Lake. I'm guessing which this is just a guess here, but they probably will release a trailer in the coming months or weeks. Just because they haven't released anything. But there was recently a bit of a filming update regarding the show. They were continuing to film. So, you know, I'm still hopeful that it's going to be coming like a really good series. And we'll get like 10 seasons. It'll end in space with Jason X. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll get the sequel to the original like 2009 remake movie, which it's properly behind me this time, this one. I'm hoping. I haven't heard anything about a movie in development. So that could be a rumor, but I will also have a look into that now because oh wait. Yes. Okay, yes, there is. I just remembered. So because the rights were sort of like split in half, like some people have the rights to Friday the 13th, other people have the rights to Jason Voorhees. Now, this is quite the issue because without Friday the 13th, it's not gonna get a lot of viewers. And without Jason Voorhees, it's not gonna be a good Friday the 13th movie. So, you know, like I'm not too sure about anything that's going on with that movie. Because I've heard nothing. But just looking at this, it seems like there is going to be a potential Friday the 13th reboot with the original director, which is what I was talking about because, of course, the rights were split. Just going down here, Sean S. Cunningham will be bringing a possible movie. And so here's what I can see here. So All right, so this is just from an interview with Bother Disgusting. So Sean hired me to do a rewrite on The Night Driver, and after working closely with director Jeremy Weiss on him on that, we naturally got to talking about Friday the 13th and how Jeremy and I pitched our dream reboot of Friday the 13th. Obviously, the prequel TV series have reignited interest about a new film, so we're hoping the surrounding excitement will inspire both sides to come together to give us Jason on the big screen again after 14 years. But we also have a plan B for a sequel to the original we think fans will absolutely love. Okay, so what's basically being said here is that they have two ideas for a pitch. They have their idea for a pitch, and they have a requel idea. Yeah, Crystal Lake is going to be a prequel following Mrs. Voorhees and Jason and his father. But I don't think it will mainly follow Jason. It's mainly going to follow Pamela. And then after the first few seasons, they were actually hoping to basically just follow the movies. But yeah, I'm hopeful for that as well. That seems pretty interesting. Yes, this is what the article just said. They have a pitch for a new Friday the 13th movie with Sean S. Cunningham. But once again, that is just a pitch. It is not anything official anytime soon. So we're going to probably have to wait quite a while to see Jason on the big screen again. But for now, we can see him on the small screen at home in 2025, probably, I believe, is when Crystal Lake is coming out. But, you know, I'm still hopeful that Crystal Lake will be very good. I'm hoping that it will just hopefully be what's the word I want to use here? A respectful prequel, you know, that it will respect the original and it won't like tarnish the entire Friday the 13th brand like a few of the later movies did. Jason Goes to Hell, like I swear to God. That movie made me be so depressed. Like when he turned into a slug in that movie, it got me both confused and depressed at the same time. So it was even worse than usual. But yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, I really hope that Crystal Lake will be okay. Am I the only one who wants a sequel to the 2009 movie? I thought it was really good. Yes, I also agree. I really want a sequel to the 2009 movie. It's a really, really good remake of Friday the 13th. Not really even a remake, it's like a reimagining, which is always fun to see someone else's interpretation of a piece of story. And, you know, it is very much a good Friday the 13th movie. It's finally a good Friday the 13th movie. It's actually fun and interesting. And, you know, they were going to make a sequel which would actually bring in Jason's father and they'd bring in a few more interesting characters and just continue to talk about things like that and have Jason do more killings and they'd bring back some characters from the original one from 2009. And then it was cancelled because the lawsuit happened and they basically couldn't make anything at all because the rights have been held in limbo for so long now. But we have had Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, and Never Hike Alone 2 recently. So if you haven't seen those, I do highly recommend them. They are really good Jason fan films, and they're basically Friday the 13th sequels. They have characters come back, they have actors come back from the original movies. So yeah, they literally have the original actor for Tommy Jarvis. So I do recommend it. But yeah, that's just where I feel Crystal Lake is at the moment because, you know, it's just all over the place horror at the moment. You know, we have so many movies which were going to be awesome, just all falling apart. But that's just Hollywood in general at the moment, to be honest. Quite depressing. But yeah, that's where I stand on Crystal Lake, and to be honest, I think that's where I'm going to end off here, guys. Thank you all for joining me on this stream. I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, watching me for a whole hour doing this stream. I am going to be streaming again every week, every Friday at 10 p.m. UK time and 4 p.m. PST, I believe it is. So look out for that. I just wanted to do it later so that any American viewers could, of course, join and talk some horror with me as well. So until next time, everyone, have a good time. Have a good afternoon or evening wherever you are. Till next time,